Hello, SNA fans. I hope you didn't miss me too long because I'm back here now, and I'm going to be talking about the latest edition of AEW Rampage tonight, which is the review part 11. Let's begin. We're going to start off with the street fight match with Santana and Ortiz, which they finally have their match, which I expected to be at Full Gear, but it came early. The match came early, unless they're going to be doing another match at Full Gear, because it could be just a start for now, for them being in the street fight match, just to have something to do on TV other than being on vignettes and promo segments and backstage argumental promo battle or on-screen promo battles. Let's see. What we're going to talk about on this video. But they took it on the ring side. This is where Santana was beating the absolute rubbish out of his former brother Santana. This is where he started hitting him, slamming, and whacking him with the trash can. This is where he went back not under the ring. He went back on the side next to the ring, grabbed the steel chair, and then this is where he went right into the ring, and then this is where he grabs the table right under the ring. This is where he went right onto, and this is where he was like, and then this is where he started yelling at his former brother, Mike Santana. Like, you need to slow down. And this is where they start slapping each other, going for wax right onto each other. Slap. They started hitting hard shot right hands. This is where Ortiz started raking the eyes of Santana. He's like, "You ungrateful bastard!" And this is where he goes right up onto the apron. This is where he tried to go for a suplex to Mike Santana, but Santana was not allowing him at first. But this is where he flips him right over onto in the ring, back in the ring. This is where Santana grabs onto Ortiz. This is where he picks him up, hits a suplex right onto him. This is where Ortiz rolls out of the ring. This is where Santana went right onto the apron on the top corner. This is where he hits a springboard moonsault right onto the outside. This is where Santana was like, "Ow!" I bet he even was thinking like, I'm gonna be definitely feeling this in the morning until next week. And then this is where Santana was making a comeback. He grabbed onto the steel chair. This is where he started trying to hit. This is where he was getting ready to whack Ortiz with the chair, but he's like, before I do that, I'm gonna wedge this chair right into the corner. This is where he hits him head first, right with the steel trash can. I'll say tin and steel because it looked like tin foil, but it looked like it has a heavy impact. That's hard enough to the point that you're gonna feel your head thumping in the morning. This is where Santana was like, I'm gonna show you why I don't need Ortiz anymore. It's where he was like, all right, like let's finish him off. This is where Ortiz flips him over and having his back first right into the concrete. This is where Ortiz throws Santana back in the ring. This is where he went right in the ring. He pins Santana, but the referee count to 1, the referee count to 2. This is where Santana kicks out at 2.7 seconds. And then what else happens? This is where he tried to go for like a pile driver maneuver right off the left side of the apron, which it looked like it not 100%. I was thinking like, I'm not 100% sure if he's going to do this maneuver but it looks like he was going to do a pile driver, but it was a suplex. My apologies for pointing that out wrongly. But this is where he tried to go for a suplex right on through the table. But this is where Santana was countering. This is where he's like, this is where he pushed him forward right to the right into the ring post, right when they're still hanging on to the apron. He hits a suplex, right, and put him right on the side. Hits the suplex right onto those piles of chairs, destroying Ortiz back in the process. This is where Ortiz was screaming silently in agony, like, "Oh my God! Like, why would he do this to me? Like why has to be so unforgiving in this way?" And then, but this is where they got back in the ring. This is where Santana tried to finish him off, but this is where Ortiz came back. This is where he tried to go for the Towers of London. This is where he pushed him right towards the referee, nearly knocking him down. This is where Mike Santana tried to grab him into a belly to back maneuver. This is where Ortiz counters and trying to hit the belly to back maneuver. This is where it turned into a schoolboy, which is also known as the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, the surprise roll up. This is where the referee pins. This is where the referee counted to 1, the referee counted to 2. He kicks out at 2.8 seconds. This is where he did the arm and leg drag to Ortiz, and then flips over Ortiz's back over. This is where he hit the discus clothesline right onto Ortiz. This is where he put his hand up. He was like, "All right, like almost there." This is where he hits a rolling cannonball right onto Ortiz. This is where he hits. This looked like he was about to hit his finishing move, which was known as the what's the name? But it's a reverse fireman's carry kind of maneuver, but it has a name to it. It's like a flattened reverse fireman's carry bomb, and he slams him right into the canvas. It's where he got the 1, 2, 3, and Mike Santana is the winner. And do you think this is the end of this feud, or do you think it's going to continue? And if I haven't already guessed that you guys would agree with me when I say that it's going to continue with Ortiz is saying like, I'm not going to end unless it's not going to end unless I say so, or something like that. And until we finally set a score and we can be brothers again, of course, yeah, like that. But we're gonna see what's gonna happen next with these two. But this was a very good match. Best way, if they're gonna put it on a C brand show like AEW Rampage, they have to have some kind of stipulation, which was street. It was a street fight match. Like, I forget the name of it specifically, but it's a street fighter match. I need to do more of my research again. But this is where, but surprisingly, this is where Santana wanted to fist bump Ortiz to say, you did a great job. Like, I appreciate what you did. Like, you showed me that you're nobody's punk. Like, and I respect that from you. This is where Ortiz was like, no, like, I don't trust you. Like, it's already enough that you don't trust me and trust me before and don't want to team with me. Like, you go on, like, but I respect you back for what you did as well, Santana. This is where he was like, all right, like, if that's the case, like, I'm keeping my eye on you. This is what Santana's like, if you don't want to shake my hand, like, forget it. But this is where we got. This is where Sanjay Dutt was coming in to seeing if but this is where Sanjay Dutt came in. I was like, where did this guy came from? Like, what did he got something to do with Ortiz? Unless he's trying to convince them of joining his team with Jay Lethal and Satnam Singh and Jeff Jarrett, which I don't think that would be a good idea. It would be way out of Ortiz's league. Many ways it would be way out of his league. So I don't think it's a good idea to make to give Ortiz an offer when it's not for him. The offer is not for him, clearly. But we're gonna see what's gonna happen next into this storyline. What do you think? What this got to do with Sanjay Dutt with Ortiz? Y'all let me know down below. And then this is where we got a vignette with hyping up their match at AEW Collision in the main event for the AEW World Champion, which is none other than the cleaner Kenneth Omega, or should I say Kenny Omega, against MJF for the AEW World Championship, the belt that's not around MJF's waist, unfortunately, thanks to the Switchblade. But this is where Kenny Omega was like yeah, I wasn't I wasn't the longest reigning AEW World Championship for no reason. And it is, and it is also said. Let's see. And he was like, this is the biggest match in AEW history. This is what Renee Paquette said. She was like, that bright lights goes on, and both of those guys show up, and both of these guys are working. And then this is where MJF was on the screen saying, like, I carved in a hell of a run as AEW World Champion. The greatest dog collar match that I ever, the Iceman match, like the four-way match, the greatest, biggest main event in the biggest stadium event in all of professional wrestling history, which he got that right with the likes of facing Bryan Danielson in the dog collar match, and also in an Iron Man match, and in the biggest four-way match with the four pillars in AEW, along with Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and Darby Allin, and the biggest stage match in all of professional wrestling in Wembley Stadium's All In, with MJF taking on Adam Cole for the AEW Championship. When they after they lost the at the Ring of Honor, when they very first won the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship, he's like, now we're going to be in the biggest dream match in AEW, facing Kenny Omega. And then he's like, for the biggest matches of all time in the history book, period. And I think this dream match is. And he was like, and this match is very understandable. And Kenny Omega was on the top of his game when I was getting started. When I was just 19 years old, trying to get signed to another company, which is a reference to WWE when he was, I believe, was on Tough Enough. Along with Mandy Rose and Velveteen Dreams and Matt Riddle, but that's a story for another day. But anyway, this is where MJF's like, I was getting my start in this independent wrestling company, and this wrestling company called Fire. He said Five. Oh, yeah. That's salad. The salad? Okay. Uncle SNA will be done in just a moment. Huh? Okay. But anyways, this is where MJF was talking about. That's what he said. Like, the dream match was an understatement. Like Kenny was on top of his game. That was the five barrel wrestling. That's what it's called. FBW for short in New York. That's what he wrestled for when he was getting his start. Wrestling out of the corner of my eye, this megastar Kenny Omega watching my match. And then he watched my match and then even compliment my match when I was wrestling for Five Barrel Wrestling. And I never forgot about that. And now here I am. And if I could be Kenny Omega, I'll be known as the greatest champion in AEW. And then they showed him, they're hyping up, saying he was the generational talent, and he's got to this far, and it's not a. And then they showed him when he said he became the AEW World Champion and all that stuff into the finish. And they show everybody complimenting about about saying like he's been doing a lot of great things, like when he was in New Japan and then now in AEW as the executive vice president and also the founder of AEW alongside Cody Rhodes, and also the longest reigning AEW World Champion with the likes of Tony Schiavone and with Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness, which he's probably like the AEW's version of Corey Graves, by the way. But anyways, you're complimenting of him being the all-time greats in the world professional wrestling and AEW. Hyping up more and more, MJF was like, also said on the vignette saying, they were showing up with Renee Paquette and all that stuff. But yeah, I should just shorten this out right here from this vignette. But what do you guys think? And who do you think is going to be the walking out of there as known as AEW champion? Even though Switchblade Jay White is holding the Triple B strap. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But I think MJF's going to win. He's going to be the newest, longest reigning champion. Unfortunately, this is going to be a shame that Kenny Omega will be the second longest reigning AEW championship in history. And yeah, I would love to see that, like considering for my reasons, of course. One of them being a huge fan of Kenny Omega. The other reason you're going to figure out very soon. But I'm going to talk about that on the next video. But we're going to move on to But I think they're doing a successful job, even though they're putting it on AEW Rampage. Like, they do a very successful job putting it on the show. They'll hype it up and making sure that everybody watches on tomorrow night's AEW Collision, which I'm gonna do a review on that. And this is gonna be the biggest match that I ever reviewed with AEW. Like, so far of being a YouTube journalist, I'll say, yeah, absolutely. But anyways, this is where what's his name ran into. This is where Jay White, Switchblade Jay White, ran into Kenny Omega backstage and said, he was like yeah, like it was all great when I beat you one-on-one, like when yeah, but I beat you in New Japan. But I also came here to wish you the best of luck, like for you tomorrow night against MJF. And then what you like, and you're dressing very well these days. And like, everything goes well for you and successful tomorrow when you regain your championship. Like, well, it'll be me and you. I'll be waiting for you at Full Gear for the Triple B Strap Championship. Which will be like in a week or two from now. But yeah, what do you guys think about this? Like, do you think Kenny Omega is going to be the one to face Tofu Jay White? Or do you think the plans are still going to be MJF? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. I think I already know what y'all's predictions are, but I'm going to let y'all sound off in the comments below. But we're going to move on to the next news now. And we got some more matches. We're going to start off. This is where we got a backstage interview with Renee Paquette, interviewing the TBS champion Chris Statlander with Willow Nightingale and the more changing and still black mist eyeliner Sky Blue. More like she should be going by the name Sky Black. But anyways, we'll talk about that more later. This is where she first interviewed Chris Statlander. She was like, yeah, I bet y'all all wondering why I gathered YouTube today when she was talking to Willow and Sky. And then she's like, one of you, my friend, I appreciate you showing up. And I just got to say, ever since YouTube been missed it, y'all been acting real crazy. And especially you, Sky, you've been acting you've been acting way out of character lately, and I just want to know and before she could say the WTF word, she was like, I can't say that, like, even though this is TV-14, like, I still don't want to break in the restrictions, but my point, and she was like, but my point is, what's going on with you guys, including you, Sky Blue, and then this is where my hopefully I'm not making fun of my family member for saying this, but this is where Sky Blue turned into my grandma from my dad's side saying, I'm fine, thank you. But anyway, this is where Willow Nightingale went in there and do like, I don't know. I don't get it. I just wear the little blad thing. Like, I don't get but I know I'm okay. Like, yeah. Like, easy for fight, but yeah, but mist isn't who we are. And there's just like this mist and stuff in our eyes, like, it's not who we are. I was like, can you just wash it off if you don't like it, Willow? Like, if it's not a new look, like, what's the point of keeping it on there, Willow? In kayfabe perspective, of course, by the way, so don't scold me in the comments. But anyways, yeah, like if it's bothering you, why don't you find something to remove the mist out of your left eyelid? But anyway, this is where Sky's like, I'm and like, I'm worried about my match tonight. I recommend you doing the same, Willow. Like, just saying, like, if you want to face Sheeta tomorrow at Collision. And then this is where she stormed out of there. This is where Chris Statlander was like, and then this is where Chris Statlander wished Willow Nightingale good luck for her match at the number one contender Fatal 4-Way match with her and Sky Blue and against her against Sky Blue, Abaddon, and Anna Jay. But anyways, we're going to get to that just a moment here. This is where we got a promo we got a promo segment with Kip Sabian cutting a promo with his wife on the side, Penelope Ford. He was looked like he was turning babyface, but it was just a ruse with him complimenting the city of Philadelphia sarcastically, saying it is the best city, and I know sure if you're aware that not only that I'm a highly intelligent sex idol, like I am sports guy too. He's like, yeah, there are some great sports icons that came out of the city. Rocky Balboa, for example, the true rags to riches story. And no city closes out the big ones like Philadelphia himself. And the fans were not buying it. They were like, this is all just a trick. Like, he's just trying to get under our skins and try to poke fun at us. And this is where Kip Sabian's like, hey, I get you guys. After a heartbreak of last year, I just want to say, congratulations on a big win on Tuesday of making it to the World Series. There's no better time to be a Phillies fan here. And the fans will be like, boo, like, we didn't make it, so stop making fun of us already. And then Penelope Ford came in and pulled onto his arms. Like, no, like, this is, like, no, no, honey, like they didn't make it this year. And you're like, oh, like, y'all lost. Like, that's right, you lost. Like, but who knows? There's the next, like y'all can make it to the next Super Bowl, and then she reminded, like, no, like, and she was like, no, not Super Bowl, like, wrong team. Like, she was like, oh yeah, World Series, like, yeah, duh, like, and I was like, yeah, and I unfortunately said, like, yeah, but their football team also lost, but it was in a championship game against the Chiefs at the Super Bowl this past year, and yeah, I'm not going to talk much more about that to the Philly fans because they already had enough with Kip Sabian talking much trash on them. So I'm not going to say nothing else. I'm going to move on with. And he's like, and then the heartbreaks last year, or not, I already said that. And then he's like, for you Philly fans, that I got a hot take for you. And this is where Kip Sabian said, I put all your money on James Harden. And he's like, that's your only luck in the. And this is where the fans start booing, like, boo, we're referencing him being considering that he's on the 76ers with the likes of Embiid and who was on there? Joel Embiid and another basketball star, but we'll be probably talking about that when we're talking about the world of basketball. But anyways, Kip Sabian's like, hey, I got the inside. inside scoop that said he's going to be the glue that holds the Sixers this year into the finals. Into 2024. The man who loves Philadelphia just as much as me right here. Fans are booing him. This is where we saw the shocking return of Mark Brisco. I was like, where the hell has this guy been? I was like, oh, he's been dealing with injuries. My stupid ass. Like, I did not notice like much about it. Like, I totally forgot about that. This is where he's like, oh, there's another story of rags to riches right here, Mr. Mark Brisco. Well, you've been through rags, but you're still wearing rags as your outfit. Like, by the looks of it in the case, I was like, yeah, like even if he's rich, he's still going to be looking the same. Like he's not going to change who he is. Like he just has a lot more money, making him and being financially successful and successful as a wrestling star of hard work for 20 years as a tag team pro wrestler with his brother Jay Brisco, which God bless his soul, rest in peace. But anyways. Kip Sabian's like a man just as many teeth as the evil as he has enough teeth as much as the Philadelphia Eagles have Super Bowl rings. I was like, oh damn! Like, do you really say that? Like, they only got one Super Bowl ring, and this is how you start talking so much rubbish on them. Like, are you serious? Like, did you really have to go there? Like, yeah, he's gone too far. Like what Excalibur said in commentary. This is where he started making fun of Mark about his how he looks like in the face and his appearance. Of course, he was like, Mark, what are you doing out here, you silly bullocks? Like. And this is where Mark Brisco said, I had enough of his mouth. And this is where they start looking at the fans like, do you want me to kick his ass? That's where he started looking at the fans. They're like, yes. And then this is where he started hitting a right strike, which he knocked him right down. Started hitting these karate chops like, stop, right onto him. Sorry, beating the absolute daylights out of him. Like, hitting chops right onto him. This is where he tried to Irish whip him right to the bottom right. The bottom side corner. This is where Kip Sabian counters. This is where Mark Brisco hits a Superman forearm right out of nowhere. And this is where he clotheslines him soon after he did so and sent him packing, making his long-awaited return, like which we finally see him back in AEW. And do you think this is going to be his next feud since his comeback from his injuries? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. I think that's so much potential into the mid-card division, in the mid-card spot, like in the Dynamite or even next week's Rampage or even Collision. Like, either way, like, this could have so much potential and interest for the fans to watch. But this is very to watch, but we'll probably see that in the upcoming next AEW show. But this is where Renee Paquette interviewed Anna Jay along with her teammates, Matt Menard and Daniel Garcia and Angela Parker and Jake Hager. He was like, Anna Jay, you got tonight. You got a four-way match with that match with a future opportunity at Cheetah's AEW Women's World Championship. How you feel ahead of this match? And this is where Anna Jay's like, I feel very good. Like, even though after all we've been going through rough weeks, but tonight I need all of you guys to be there for me, like I've been all for you. I repay that favor tonight because tonight is a huge night for me, and tonight is a huge opportunity for me. And this is where Don Callis came in, handshake, like, hey, big fella. Handshaking Jake Hager, and it's like, hey, like you look huge. And then it's like, why are you trying to play a little ball here? Like, play some ball here? And then this is what Matt Menard said, like, you trying to play some ball here? We're in the backstage promo interview with Renee here. Like, what do you want? Like, what? Like, he's like, hey, Don Callis, how's it going? Like, what you here for? Like nice little family you put together. Don Callis was like, it's doing great right here, but I just want to ask you, I really need. We're running out of tag team, and Jericho and Kenny's trying team up together to take me down. And I was wondering if you guys, and he was like, I was wondering if you guys happen to know any tag teams that could take care of this, take care of my Jericho and Omega problem. And then this is where both Menard and Parker start looking at it. He was like a problem, like you want you need us, like you know, they're asking us, do we know any tag teams? Like, yeah, we know somebody, like, and then this is where Angelo Parker asked Matt Menard, like, do you know a tag team? And then Matt Menard was like, yeah, I think I do know a tag team. And then, yeah, I think I know a tag team. And then this is where Don Callis like, yeah, you guys, for an example, like, I'm gonna tell you what, like, if you can take care of Jericho and Kenny for me, I might, and then he's like, me familiar, super familiar. I was like, whatever that means, like what he means by that, like of him trying to bribe them, of convince him to join the Don Callis family, so he can take down Kenny Omega and Jericho once and for all, and make them and basically humiliate them and make them no longer to compete in the squared circle again. Like, hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully Jericho and Omega can beat Jericho's former ally. And then he's like, and this is where Matt Menard started speaking more Italian. This is where he's like, yeah, it's like Scarface, like it's so easy. This is where Daniel Garcia like, wait, you're not gonna make a deal with this bald-headed. You're not gonna listen to this bald-headed prick, are you? And then this is where it was like, and he was like, you know, and he was like, and then this is where Matt Menard's like, yo, don't go too harsh on him. This is where he was like, no, you're not gonna listen to him, are you? And this is where Anna Jay break it up, like, hey, y'all need to stop it right now, like what I just say, like, get it together now, because the day is not about me and I'm next. So let's go and see what I'm gonna do when I win at tonight's fatal four-way match for the Women's World Championship. That's what they all agreed on. All right, this is Anna's night. Like, let's forget about what we said. This is where Cool Hand Angelo Parker started looking around. He bumped into Ruby Soho. This is the second time they bumped into each other. This time Ruby Soho had another reason, I should say, because he left his cool hand Ange comb right onto the catering table. And then she's like, I thought this might belong to you, this Ruby Soho. Cool hand Ange was like, oh, thank you, they're doing that for me. This one. And then she was like, I just wanted to say I'm sorry about your loss against Hikaru Shida this past window. And then this is where Ruby Soho was like, you know what, I don't want to talk about that. I just want to move on. There's no discuss. And he was like, and this is where she tried to walk away. This is where Cool Hand Hands put his hands onto Ruby Soho's left arm, and then D tried to ask her something. And then if you want to talk about it, let me know. And this is where Ruby Soho's like, like, you know you touched me, right? And then he was like, and then this is where he let go. Like, okay. And then this is where Anna Jay screams out Angelo Parker's name. Like, Angelo, are you ready? And he's like, yeah, I'm ready. Like, I'm coming. I'm coming. And I was like, don't tell me we're going to do like some kind of a romance storyline with Cool Hand Ange and Ruby Soho. Like, it's already enough WWE come up with ideas like that, which fortunately I don't think we're going to see another romance storyline from the Stanford-based promotion anytime soon. But let's hope AEW don't follow into that example from All Elite Wrestling. From World Wrestling Entertainment. But this is where we finally do have the fatal four-way match with Willow Nightingale, taking on Sky Blue, taking on Anna Jay, and taking on Abaddon, which Abaddon looked like she turned into some kind of a dried up period / molded hair zombie, I should say. And I was like, when the last time we saw Abaddon wrestle? Like, which it was reported has been since last year in 2022. This is where Anna Jay was like, oh, you don't need to pick me first to beat up because I'm just gonna get out of y'all's way and go to the ringside. Y'all gonna take it from here. This is where she rolled out of the ring. This is where when it was and then start off with the three women in the ring, which was Willow Nightingale, Sky Blue, and Abaddon. This is where Abaddon hits a strike right on the Willow Nightingale. This is where she hits a belly to back maneuver. This is where to Sky Blue, pushing Sky Blue right into the bottom corner of the ringside area. This is where she throws it right to Anna Jay. Anna Jay hits a striking right forearm right into the jaw or elbow strike right into the jaw of Sky Blue, which Abaddon carries back onto Sky Blue in a German suplex. Sky Blue still wearing her Scooby-Doo inspired gear, which I believe she should be wearing a Raven from Teen Titans inspired gear, since considering that she's going to be playing like a gothic female heel gimmick. Anyways, that's where Abaddon starts screaming. This is where she tried to go for a right strike onto Anna Jay, but she blocked the blow. This is where she gets hot shot, throw first right into the top rope by Abaddon. This is where this is what made Anna Jay roll out of the ring. This is where Willow hits the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, but it only got a 0.9 count. This is which that wasn't a count at all before the referee can even count the one. This is where Willow Nightingale tried to go for Super Ninja Austin's signature move, the most dominating move in all of sports entertainment, the Assassin Valley Driver. But this is where Sky Blue tried to go for a super kick right onto Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale's like, what do you do? I was like, well, technically, Willow, y'all not teaming. This is every woman for herself. Who's going to face Hikaru Shida for the Women's World Championship? So you shouldn't be all concerned about that right at this moment. But, I mean, you should be concerned about it later, but about that later. Like, worry about what's now and trying to get an opportunity for the Women's World Championship of All Elite Wrestling. This is where she spent. This is where Willow puts her legs down, but they both get double chop blocked by Abaddon. This is where Abaddon brought both women down. This is where she hits a double. This is where she hits a diving. This is where she hits a running diving double face breaker maneuver on both Willow and Sky's face, which they had them fully down to the ground. Where what's her name was grabbing onto her face, looking like if she just broke her jaw or nose. This is where Abaddon was screaming like into an alpha male position. This is where we have Tony Storm comes out with her butler Luther and getting ready. They'll see some more exclusively live and onto the stage with her sitting down on her studio chair, and then this is where. And then this is where she did the most more classically hilarious maneuver. She yelled on the megaphone saying, "Don't mind me, keep going." And then this is where this is what distracted Abaddon. She got taken out by Anna Jay. Irish whip biting to the bottom left corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. Gets a hit with a side striking elbow right onto her face. It where Anna Jay was like, yeah, never mind, because when I win this match and beat Hikaru Shida, I'm going after Tony Storm then when it's the middle of November. But this is when Willow and Sky Blue were doing double team maneuvers onto Abaddon and Anna Jay, and this is where it's like. And just like, less team and more action to the women into the ring. This is where what else happens? But yeah, this is where they fought face to face, like model over model. This is where Sky Blue tried to go for a Code Blue, but the Code Blue, more Code Black now. This is where she flips. She got her out of the maneuver. This is where Willow Nightingale hits a striking forearm right into the face of Sky Blue. Willow Nightingale Irish whips. Willow. Willow try Irish whips Sky Blue, but she gets countered by Sky Blue, getting hit shoulder first right into by Rita the ring post. This is where she fell on the outside. This is where Anna Jay and Sky Blue started double teaming onto Abaddon, trying to make it more easier to become the AEW Women's World Champion. This is where Abaddon started hitting strikes like lefts, rights, forearms, and fists right into the face of Anna Jay and Sky Blue.
Did you eat food out of that room? I'm telling you, your ass.
And this is where it hits a headbutt to Sky Blue, and then she start hitting repeated right hand strikes right onto Anna Jay, and then this is where she tried to run right to the right ropes to do a super running move, but this is where Anna Jay outsmarted her, ran right to the exact same ropes, got her from and caught her from behind, running up and hitting the Queen Slayer, trying to go for the Queen Slayer to make Abaddon tap, but luckily Sky Blue was there because she hit the striking super kick right onto Anna Jay. This is where a blindside thrust kick. This is where Sky Blue tried to go for the cold blue, but this is where the Abaddon screamed in her face, but that didn't do anything because it looked like she's unfazable when it comes to screaming. This is where she strike her with a right fist right into her face. This is where she tried to go for the cold blue for the last time. But this is where Willow Nightingale came from behind her onto the left ringside area and pulled her right to the right side of the ropes. I mean, not right, left side of the ropes, the left side of the rings. That's where Anna Jay tried to go for the double chicken wing facebuster maneuver. This is where Abaddon, the trips drive. That's her signature move, the trips drive. And Abaddon hits her with the Abaddon. Yeah, she hit her with the Abaddon. Yeah, and that's where she pins Anna Jay. She got the 1, 2, 3, and she's gonna face Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's World Championship. And then this is where Toni Storm was starting to clap for Abaddon, and then she was clapping like plenty of claps. This is where her butler Luther started putting clap signs, saying clap onto the sign, and this is where Toni Storm started clapping, and this is where Abaddon finally does get a win, and she's gonna face Hikaru Shida at Collision for the AEW Women's World Champion. And what do you guys think? Who's gonna win that match? Sound off in the comment section right down below. I think Hikaru Shida's gonna win because it's too soon, anyways, that she's gonna lose those titles. This is where the Acclaim and Daddy Ass announced that they're going to be celebrating their 69 days as AEW Trios Tag Team Champions. Not 69, 61 days. And he's like, only 8 days. He's like, we're 61 days as reigning Trios Tag Team Champions. Max Caster's like, we're only 60. He said we're only 60. We're only 8 days away from being 69 days as AEW Trios Tag Team Champions. My apologies, my good people. Yeah. Anyways, And then this is where Anthony Bones was like, yeah, that's right. Well, this is the biggest celebration is Trios champions in wrestling history. And then Max says, I'll do about 69. Now I'm gonna dedicate it's gonna be the national 69 days, and that's how in Collision next week. But I have a big surprise. And he got a love invitation note, especially for MJF. He pulled up out of his back pocket saying, I got this. little invitation, MJF. And he starts sniffing onto the little paper note saying, I want him to sit on front row and the 69, and he's gonna get 69. And he's gonna get 69 from me. And he did that was tough. And this is where Anthony Bones was like, damn it, Max! Like, how many times do we have to tell you about this? Like, we're not fighting MJF. We're not gonna 69 in MJF. We're 69 in all of you fans. Live on Collision next week in 8 days. And a very special day in 69 days. And we're gonna celebrate. And we're bringing some. And we're gonna bring in 69 days of the Acclaim. And bye. Because and he said his catchphrase, everybody loves the Acclaim. And then we have the main event, and we got the main event of the evening, which was Kyle Fletcher taking on Don Callis' client, Konosuke Takeshita. And we're gonna get to the point at the end of the match where so it won't bore you. But even though it wasn't boring, it was everything but boring. Very entertaining. This is where we got up to. We're going to talk about we're going to talk about where Konosuke Takeshita was in the mid ropes, but get picked off by Kyle Fletcher into a step up Mr. Gary right to the head of Konosuke Takeshita. This is where he rolls on the outside of the ring. This is where Konosuke Takeshita fell out right into the corner. This is where Kyle Fletcher attacked him, got him from behind, attacked and closed on him and right to his back, and then did his pose like Ozzy. Everybody loved that. I bet if I was there, I would have loved that because he's one of the best. He's one of the best guys in professional wrestling right now, and he's proven that he can even work great matches in singles actions too, not only tag team matches. Even though he's very successful in tag team matches with his tag partner Mark Davis, but he's injured right now. But he's showing he still could bring in some. He can bring in some good matches whoever he faces. Even proven that when he wrestled Kenny Omega a week ago, which was the Dynamite from this past Wednesday. But yeah. Anyways, this is where Kyle Fletcher throws him right back into the throws Konosuke Takeshita back in the ring. This is where it goes for the frog splash, crossbody splash, which is the most unique, the most uniquely comeback move in all the sports entertainment and professional wrestling. This is where he only gets the 2 count, unfortunately. This is where Fletcher are you serious right now? In frustration. This is where he tried to body slam Takeshita, but Takeshita was kneeing him right into the midsection. This is where Kyle Fletcher bounced back, hits him with a swerving forearm strike. But this is where Konosuke Takeshita answered back with a forearm himself. This is where Kyle Fletcher hit the forearm back at him. This is where Konosuke Takeshita went back and hit him with a forearm. This is where Takeshita did back at Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher did back at Konosuke Takeshita and then start repeatedly hitting him with forearms and a forearm off. This is where they try to hit forearms on each other, but they both hit each other's forearms. This is where he hits a discus rolling elbow strike right onto Kyle Fletcher. This is where he tried to go for a second one, but gets Nelson suplex by the former IWGP and New Japan Strong Tag Team Champion and Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion. This is where Kyle Fletcher tried to go the final of the ice, I believe it's called, but he gets instantly booted right off track by Konosuke. This is where Takeshita goes for a reverse Frankensteiner, bouncing on the canvas. Konosuke Takeshita send him nighttime with a lariat from hell. And then this is where Konosuke Takeshita picks him back up, hits his finishing move, which is it's not go for his finishing move, but Kyle Fletcher picks him right off with an interception into a signature brain buster, bouncing his head. And then this is where he pins Konosuke Takeshita, but Aubrey Evers counted 1, the referee count 2. Aubrey Evers trying to head for a 3, but he kicks out at 2.99999999999. The most shocking near fall of the night. 0.1 away from being 3. And Kyle Fletcher was disappointed. He hits his head right into the canvas, like saying, like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, are you serious? Like, why he won't go down? This is where he tried to go for his finisher right on the top rope. This is where Konosuke Takeshita tried to go for a maneuver right on the top rope to get to knock Kyle Fletcher off guard, but he pushed him right off the top rope, but gets struck with a right hand right to his jaw. This is where he tried to go for. He went right to the mid rope. This is where he tried to go for the. Takeshita was going for his driver maneuver right off the top. And this is where he hits this new Kanoku driver that Don Callis probably trained him to do. He slams him right off the top rope. I believe he got the 1, 2, 3. Or did he? No, I'm wrong. Yeah. Aubrey Evers counted 1, Aubrey Evers counted 2. This is where he kicks out at 2.999999. I'm like, what? Like, he just kicked out of that? Like, excuse me, Samson. So, anyways, yeah. But this is where he kicks out at 2.999 seconds. I'm like, wow, like 0.1 second away. But anyway. This is where Konosuke Takeshita tried to get ready to do his other finishing move. But this is where it's like, all right, crush this talentless main eventer. And then this is where Konosuke Takeshita was getting ready to do the maneuver. Try to go for his bicycle knee strike of doom. This is where Kyle Fletcher moved out of the way right on time. Try to go for a spinning body slam maneuver, but gets instantly countered by Konosuke Takeshita. Try to go for a German suplex, but this is where Kyle Fletcher goes for a belly to back push right onto the right side of the rope. Try to go for a roll up, but Konosuke Takeshita smartly hang on to the Trey. Be careful. Be careful with the drums.
What happened?
I think he landed his leg right onto the drums. Like, he just went right over.
You just did that in the kitchen. I mean, yeah, in the kitchen when I was.
You gotta watch where you're going, Trey.
Manders. I filled them 4 Manders. And I think Samson went there ate some food out of their room.
I figured so. Yeah, I think he did.
Was leaking. I'm telling Shayla.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell her. I ain't gonna tell Louis because he probably go.
Exactly right. Exactly.
But I didn't cut the lettuce and the tomato.
No.
Now, hey,
can you help him do something real fast?
What? Do what? I'm about to. I already did. I've been helping you do with him.
Fine. 1 second. 1 second, folks.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Now. Get out of that bedroom. Stay out of that bedroom. Don't let him on there.
What do you want? What do you want, Trey? What do you want Uncle Junior to put on for you? Kaji, okay. Can you please make this a bit snappy because I still have my podcast to finish. Samson, watch this. Want this? Come on, Trey. You want this or this? Okay, I get the first one. Which one? Okay, this. What do you want? Come on. Okay, I'm putting Pirate versus Ninja if you don't make it tomorrow.
We are playing with Lions, World Toys and Programming.
Come on. Just say so. Come on. Come on. Come on. This one right here. Down. You don't have to be so loud. Anyways, sorry, I'm back. But anyways, this is where I try to go for a flipping head scissors and he flips right over into a wheelbarrow German suplex, which make him go flipping on the other side of the rope. This is where Kyle Fletcher's like that's not. They're gonna take more than bring me down. Starts screaming and he gets striked right with a nailed right fist. This is where he tries to go for a discus elbow, but he gets intercepted by Kyle Fletcher with a super kick. This is where he instantly gets a bicycle knee strike, high knee by Konosuke. This is where he exposed his knee, taking the knee pad off, going for the most deadliest bicycle knee strike that he's ever done in all professional wrestling. He finally got the 1-2-3, got the win in this main event match at AEW Rampage. And this is where Don Callis and Powerhouse Hobbs celebrated with what's his name, Konosuke Takeshita. And then and making their presence known to both Jericho and Omega. And where do you think this is going to go next? Into this latest win. Y'all let me know down in the comments. This is where Kyle Fletcher came back down and did did what the fans would love to see, and that is swinging that steel chair right into Takeshita's back, and he hits the chair in the back of Powerhouse Will Hobbs, which I'm not sure if it was a good idea, but Kyle Fletcher did not care. This is where Powerhouse Hobbs are squeezing the neck out of Kyle Fletcher. This is where Don Callis like, no, you don't have to, no, break this up. And he's like, you calm down too, Kyle Fletcher. This is where Don Callis try to break this up and try to have them be on the same page. But Kyle Fletcher was not gonna have it. Yeah, and he's like, look at the hate. That's what we want here, Kyle. Like, come on, join us so we can take down Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega once and for all. And we can do this. Just be on the same page with us. And that's what we want here in the Don Callis. That hey, and then some fans like boo, and they're like telling Kyle Fletcher like, don't listen to him. He's trying to get into your head and trying to control you. And then he's like, you shut up. That's what not Kyle Fletcher. Don Callis. Don Callis was like, you need to shut up. Like we're talking here. Like this is what we need. He's like, please join the Don Callis family. Don Callis. I got to the went head to head right onto him forehead. He's like, come on, let's go. Like this guy. Now this guy is our next member. Like this, he didn't mean no harm. This way he went and brainwashed Konosuke Takeshita even more because he said he didn't mean no harm. He didn't understand. Like he just upset that you got the better of him. But if you can do that, hey, like we can do this and we can dominate the world in AEW. Kyle Fletcher's like, what are you doing, Don Callis? I don't know if I should join this family. He's like, I'm gonna have to think about this. Konosuke Takeshita like, come here with us. And this is where he's like, okay. This is where he went out. I was like, no, don't do this. This is what they want you to do. Like, why? And it looks like Kyle Fletcher's the new member of the Don Callis family. Hopefully, Will Ospreay makes his return to AEW soon, and also their other partner, Mark Davis, to stop this nightmare. And yep, that's how AEW Collision ended. I would give it 3.5 stars out of 5 for tonight's AEW Rampage. AEW Rampage. And what you thought about tonight's Rampage for those who watched? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And also, hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. And if you did, please smash on and click the big thumbs up button. Comment down below what you think and subscribe. What you think about Rampage or my journalism of recapping the latest edition of Rampage? Subscribe, click the bell notification so you won't miss my notifications of be notified when I upload my next video. And also make sure to follow me on social media, which is on TikTok at Super Ninja Austin, and at Twitter Super Ninja Aust with Aust1, Super Ninja Aust1, which the Aust is AUST1, and Instagram at super_ninja_Austin_2024, and also share with your friends all over social media, whatever platform you have. And also just show them in to make this YouTube content more bigger. And also, like, I'm gonna be doing my next wrestling news video tomorrow morning, which will be episode 92 of the SNA podcast, and it will be part 24 of my wrestling news reviews. And then at the evening time, same time like tonight, maybe sooner, that I'm going to be doing AEW Collision review, especially the main event of AEW's World Championship match with Kenny Omega taking on the AEW World Champion MJF for the AEW World Championship, to see who truly is the number one longest reigning AEW World Champion, and the loser comes out as the second longest reigning champion. But yeah, y'all let me know about all about that in the comment section right down below on who you think is gonna win tomorrow night, and what's gonna be next for AEW, and then as they go ahead the road to AEW Full Gear. And then tonight I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. This was the 91st episode of the SNA podcast. And I'll see you all on my 92nd and my 93rd episode tomorrow night. But in the meantime, I hope you all have a great Friday night. See you guys tomorrow morning and tomorrow evening. And Super Ninja Austin, the assassin, is out for the night. Goodbye, everybody.